Hi guys, this is Amy again. And like listed in the last video, we are here to talk about the COVID prevention. The good thing is that we've been talking about prevention every time we say, wash your hands, wear your mask, and social distancing. Now, here's some more information to why you want to do those things. Scientists and doctors have been doing lots of experiments and equations to figure all this stuff out. And guess what? I read a lot of it. Not all of it, so I can give you some of the information in a shorter way. Remember how we talked about those droplets in the last video? Well, that is one of the things scientists and doctors really looked at, things like how, where, and when. How the droplets were produced, like talking, singing, coughing, and sneezing. Where you when the droplets were produced, like inside or outside. When were they produced? Like with a group of people or when there were very few people. Now, we've already talked about how talking, singing, coughing, and sneezing can spread these droplets, but we didn't talk about the droplet size or how many must reach you to catch COVID-19. Either way, they all agree that the bigger the droplets, the shorter the distance it can travel before it falls to the ground or onto the surface. Which means the smaller they are, the farther they travel and the longer they can stay in the air. Of course, the bigger ones are more dangerous because they would be carrying more of the virus particles, which can be hundreds and possibly thousands. The smaller ones can carry hundreds, but there are more smaller particles that comes from talking, sneezing, singing, and coughing than bigger ones. And just how many of these droplets can come out? For example, loud talking can emit thousands of droplets per second. They are still unsure of how many virus particles you must get into your system before you can get COVID-19 when they looked at other coronaviruses like MERS, Middle East Respiratory Syndrome. You needed to inhale thousands up to 10,000. They did agree that COVID-19 is much more contagious, and an educated guess was made that possibly as long as 900 to 1500 particles are all that you need to catch COVID-19. They are still discussing whether or not the smallest droplets can called aerosols can transmit the disease These droplets can stay in the air for 10 minutes or more inside, and impossible even longer outside, with things like wind to help them. Just remember one thing about these droplets is that the farther they travel and the longer they stay in the air, the farther apart they get from each other. A good thing is they do agree that when you are outside and you're wearing your mask, the less of a chance you have to contract the disease. But they also agreed that when you're inside a public place like a small shop with too many people in it, those droplets can linger in the air for a longer time and combine with other droplets from the same infected person, making it easier to contract the disease. Now, your chances can drop down if you're wearing your mask, even more if you wear a face shield too. But in such a confined place, the mask can't stop all of them. So if you have to shop in a small store, don't stay long. And if there are too many people inside, don't go in, please. And wait for others to leave before you go in if you can. This is the best protection, the face shield and the face mask. Sorry guys, my glasses. Now, does that mean that bigger stores are better to shop in? That still depends on how many people are inside the store. So, try to pick time to shop. Either way. They also studied how long these virus particles can stay in the droplets and on surfaces. Now, if the droplets are outside on a hot day, they tend to dry up faster, killing the virus inside, but the bigger droplets can be held in the air longer due to wind or other forces. Those droplets can last longer before drying up. The virus itself on surfaces can last up to 24 hours on cardboard and up to 3 days on plastics and stainless steel. The good thing they said is that getting things like your mail, take-out food, or groceries has a lower chance of transmitting the disease. And that's because you can wash your hands immediately after handling them. That's also why it's a good idea when shopping to carry hand sanitizer with you. This will help keep you safe, so you can wash your hands thoroughly. In conclusion, basically, they were saying what we've already heard about big groups of people in crowds and small, confined public spaces with many people. But that also means that places outside like non-crowded park, backyards, patios, and non-crowded outdoors shopping venues are safer places to be if you must get out of the house. just remember to wear your mask, social distancing, and wash your hands. Stay safe. And we'll see you next time on the ECR channel. Don't forget to subscribe. I miss you guys. Bye.